Welcome back one and all to the wheel. My name's still Adam, this is still the real European roulette wheel, and we are on our second session of the day. So let's start the 30-minute timer and let's get these spins on the way. Spinning from 11. Now, you might need to bear with me in the first little part of this because I feel like going on a bit of a rant. A lot of videos on YouTube accuse some of the TV casinos, and online casinos specifically, of using magnets to fix the wheel. In UK-based casinos at least, I can almost certainly guarantee that is not the case, as we say hello to 29. 29 is black, it's odd, it's high, third dozen middle column, and part of the voisin section. So, a lot of the channels, Smart Life Casino, Super Casino, Jackpot 24/7, they've all been accused of it. However, it's just not the case. Super Casino and Jackpot. Super Casino, let's start with them. They used, or still do use, for the time being, camo wheels. Camo wheels have notoriously shallow pockets, as we land in number 14. 14, it's red, it's even, it's low, middle column, middle dozen, orphan section of the wheel. So yeah, they use a camo wheel, and they use balls that can be not so kindly described as flubber balls. So those balls are designed to give as much bounce as possible. So that means that if it hits a fret in the right way, the ball could easily travel round the wheel, bouncing in and out of pockets. The frets themselves are very, very shallow. Number 12 is the next result. 12, it's red, even, low, in the first dozen, completing the first dozen, in the third column, and part of the voisin section. So the camo frets, notoriously shallow, flubber balls, you're going to get some results that may look dodgy. However, that ball isn't magnetic, the wheel isn't magnetic. The spinner isn't standing next to the table, pressing a button to say, oh dear, that's a heavily covered number, make it jump out. The ball carries a lot of energy as it falls, and we're into number 31, another debutant. 31, it's black, it's odd, it's high, third dozen first column, orphan section of the wheel. Now, Smart Life Casino has since closed down. They started off with a Huxley Saturn wheel, and then they moved to camo wheels themselves. The Huxley Saturn, again, very, very bouncy ball. Quite deep pockets, which meant the bounce wasn't as significant a lot of the time, but again, flubber balls. As we go into 27, you can see that had a bit of a bounce. It rolled across the cone and into 27, which is red, odd and high, third column, third dozen, TS section of the wheel. So this wheel, it's not magnetic, the balls aren't magnetic, there's no way that I can influence the result of the spin. You can see there are 8 different canoe-shaped hazards all around the wheel. Now the ball will normally hit one of those, like so, and then bounce into a number. So in that case, it was a relatively straight bounce into number 12. Second time in a few spins. 12 is red, it's even, and it's low. First dozen, third column, voisin section. So you might notice a few dodgy looking bounces on this wheel. I'm using an Ivorine ball, and I'm using a TCS Classic wheel. It looks very similar to a lot of camo wheels, however it's got a slightly deeper pocket, and the frets are dipped in at the centre. So you can see it rolled into 32, bounced out onto the number track again, and then went back into 32, which is a red even high number, middle column third dozen, and part of the voisin. So this wheel produces less bounce than, say, my Huxley upstairs, because this wheel's downstairs, my Huxley is currently upstairs. That's to change in the not too distant future. It's not fun getting a roulette wheel up and downstairs, these things weigh an absolute ton. As we're in number 30, 3-0. Third column, third dozen, TS section of the wheel, and it's red, it's even, and it's a high number. And we're spinning from 30. So we spin from in line with the last results to sort of give it a little bit of consistency. On some of the TV casinos, you may see people spinning from all over the place, and the only one I can't vouch for or vouch against is 21.co.uk. I've never seen them. I saw one look at how they were presenting it and I was not a fan. 32 is the next result. In, out and in again for 32. Middle column, third dozen, red even high, voisin section of the wheel. And a wang goes round, and we're going to see what the next result is in about 10 to 15 seconds time. So 32 on its 5th appearance of the day, now joint hottest with red number 1. Number 1 has fallen off the edge of the marquee. It was very hot earlier on, warmed up for one spin, and now it's cooled down. Always nice to do it twice, nothing sweeter than a repeater with a new hot number, 32. Middle column, third dozen. Red even high, voisin section. 3 times rather, in 4 spins, and 4 times there on the marquee. 32 is the hottest part of a very hot section of the wheel. 0's on 3 spins, 32's on 6 spins, 26 is on 3 spins, 26, talk the devil, 26 is on 4 spins. I didn't cause that to happen on purpose. 26, middle column, third dozen. Black even high. Voisin section, continuing the run of even numbers. So yeah, 26 very hot, 0 quite hot, 15 relatively hot, and I'm sure others in that section are quite hot as well. I'll have a look after this result. 0 in the middle of that section. Completely random, didn't intend it to happen. Not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, but it is in the voisin section. This isn't helping my case, is it, for saying this roulette wheel is totally random. I start talking about a hot section of the wheel, and then 32 becomes the hottest number, 0 comes in, 26 comes in. Those 3 are in order on the wheel. So in the last... Thank goodness for that, 17. In the last few results, we had a lot in that section. 17, middle column, middle dozen, black odd high, low, and part of the Orphaland section. I just control the speed at which I spin the ball and the wheel. I don't think about it, I just let my fingers do whatever they want to do. So in this case, slow wheel, fast ball, and we're going to see what that produces. Could be a repeater, could be back in 0, could be back in 32 to 26, could be in one of the unsin numbers, could be almost anywhere. Number 6. Black even low. Apologies, I've hit the wrong button. In my first video I explained that misconfirms can happen because this is a manually confirming wheel. And in these instances, it only takes a few seconds for me to do that. Now that has been confirmed as a miss result. And we do that, and it changes to number 6. Apologies, let's respin. Six, by the way, black even low. First dozen, third column, Orphaland section. Normally one misconfirm a session if we're very unlucky. Number 25 on its debut. 25 is red, it's odd, and it's high. First column, third dozen, and part of the voisin section. So in a standard casino that wouldn't happen because that was a misclick with my mouse. In an online casino, generally they have lasers to confirm the results. So there's lasers that triangulate the result on the wheel. I don't have that luxury. 29. Second appearance of the day. Black odd high. Third dozen. Middle column. And part of the voisin section. We are only waiting for 13 and 34. I thought we had far many more numbers. So 13 and 34 to complete the set. And we have 22 spins, 23 including this one to get them. We're in with a good chance of getting under 100 for the first time. Number 10, not one of the numbers we're missing. 10, black even and a low number. First column, first dozen, TCS section of the wheel. So number 10 is on its second appearance of the day. 13, my least favourite number. I'll be quite happy if that comes out last. If I had a choice of numbers to come out last, it would probably be these two, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of 34, and I really don't like 13. 20 I don't mind. It's in the Orphaland section of the wheel. It was our hottest number yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember which. It's in the middle column, middle dozen, Orphaland section, black even and high for number 20. And it's on its third appearance of the day. So our hot number is now 32, 1 is in second place, 0 is in third place along with 26, and then 30, 24, 5, 15, 20, 20, 22 I beg your pardon, and I'm sure plenty more. Always nice to do it twice, nothing sweeter than a repeater. We're in 20 again. Middle column, middle dozen. Black even high. Part of the Orphaland section. So 2 repeaters on the marquee at the moment. I do get clusters of repeaters, I have to say. Or at least it feels that way. I could just get repeaters here and there, but I notice the ones that are clustered. Very rarely get tripeaters though. Very, very rarely get 3 in a row. And it's not happening this time. We're in red number 7. 7 red, odd, low. First column, first dozen, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. Moving on from red number 7 into the next result. I'm still thinking about those magnets. Just doesn't happen. Speed of the wheel, speed of the ball, which canoe it hits. Everything like that determines where the ball will fall. It doesn't make sense to sort of fix where the wheel's gonna or the ball's gonna land as we go into number 3. 3 red odd high, red odd low, I beg your pardon, third column, first dozen, part of the Voisin section. So yeah, if the Gambling Commission found out first and foremost, they would come down on them like a ton of bricks. And could you imagine the negative PR that ITV, that Channel 5, that even Sky for hosting Smart Live back in the day would have had? It would have been awful. 28 is the next result. 28 is black, it's even, and it's high. First column, third dozen, part of the Voisin section of the wheel. We have 16 spins, 17 including this one, to beat the 100 mark. Never done it, not once. Is today going to be the day? Having red number 9 doesn't help the cause. 9 is red, odd, low. First dozen, third column, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. I'm going to get on my feet for the next little bit. I actually have here, I'll put it in shot there, a magnet. It's part of an organiser set. I shall show you after we have finished that these balls, this wheel, has no magnet or no magnetic properties whatsoever. 3 is the next result for you. 3 is red, odd, low, first dozen, third column, and part of the Voisin section. On my feet for the next little while. I have now been up for far longer than I care to admit, and so I think get on my feet, try and keep my energy up. I am absolutely exhausted right now, but I want to get these results out for you, and that's exactly what we're doing with the number 3. Always nice to do it twice, nothing sweeter than a repeater. That is our third repeater in a very short time. The repeater of 32 has just fallen off the marquee and it's been replaced with a repeater of 3. 3 still red odd low, third column first dozen, part of the Voisin section. Are we going to get 3 threes? I'd like to get 3 threes. I'm hoping to get 3 threes, but I can't cause 3 threes on purpose. 0, hottest number, or nearly hottest number, I beg your pardon. Not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, is in the Voisin de 0. And it is bookending the marquee. You can see it at the top and tail of the marquee. Remember, we had the repeater of 32, then we went into 26, and then we went into 0. We've been in 3, 2 pockets away from number, or the big green 0. Are we going to get a repeater of 0? Are we going to keep in that section? We are going into 12. Quite close to the 0. Neighbours of 3 would cover 12 and 0. Red, even, low, third column, first dozen, part of the Voisin. The Voisin being the very, very dominant section at the moment, especially those numbers very close to 0. I wish I could track the Jus 0 stats, because I'm sure they'd be very interesting right now. 12 in the Jus 0, 3 in the Jus 0, 0 of course in the Jus 0, 26 is in the Jus 0, 32 is in the Jus 0, 13, that means that 34 is our final number to come out today. 13, it is black, odd, low, first column, middle dozen, part of the TS section of the wheel. 10 spins, 11 spins including this one to get red number 34. Is it going to happen? I don't know. 90 spins would be a new household record, but I have just as much control as you do as to where this ball's going to fall. 33, one below. Different side of the wheel though. 33 is black, 33 is odd, 33 is high, third column, third dozen, and part of the tiers section. Every number, of course, in the third column, third dozen being in the tiers. So our hot numbers, have they changed at all? 0 joining number 1 on 5 spins, 32 is still in the lead, 26 is catching up, 20 is in that mix, as is 1, so 20 and 1 quite close to each other on the wheel. Almost another repeater as we go into an adjacent pocket with number 16. 16, it's red, even low, first column, middle dozen, tiers section of the wheel. So that's 3 tiers in a row. We went a long time. Number 10 was the last tiers before number 33, and now we've got 3 tiers in a row. 10 was the last tiers before number 13. I can't read, apparently. Number 1, the other side of 33. Warming up again. 1 red odd low, first column, first dozen, and part of the Orphaland section. So we've got 2 distinct hot sections at the moment, haven't we? We've got 1 and 20 next to each other, and then just a cluster around 0. Let's call it that. There's no real specifics. 3's quite warm, 26 is warm, 0's warm, 32's warm, 15's not so bad itself. 27 in the third column, third dozen. Red odd high, tiers section. My favourite number, and it's on its 4th appearance of the day. One of the things I say is, if I could control the ball, it'd be in 27 an awful lot more than it is right now. It's a warm number, don't get me wrong, but it's not a hot number. 34, on the other hand, is the coldest number on the table. 15, we were talking about that, making that warm section even warmer. It is a black, odd, and a low number, rather, in the third column in the second dozen, and it's part of the Voisin section. We've got to get 34 in the next 6 spins, including this one, otherwise I'm not breaking the 100 today. It does have to be 34 I'm waiting for. Used to be fond of it, not so much anymore. 27. It's my favourite number in a Hokey Cokey repeater. 27, red odd high, third column, third dozen, tiers section. 27's warming up. It's now on its 5th appearance of the day. It's second hottest, or third hottest, joint third hottest, with the big green 0. 1 and 32 on 6 spins apiece, 0 and 27 on 5 spins apiece, and then we have 15, 20, 26 and 3 on 4 spins apiece. Number 36, the wrong side of 27 for 34. 36, red even high, third column, third dozen, tiers section of the wheel. Third appearance of the day for number 36, the huge and the rouge. So quietest number is 34, we've not seen that at all in 96 spins and counting. Number 4 is our second quietest after that. Number 8, Ocho, 0 with a belt and a tan, the snowman. Middle column, first dozen. It's black, it's even, and it's low. This is spin number 98. At spin number 100, I will give you the rundown of the even chances, the columns, the dozens, and the French sections. But we've still got a couple more spins until that happens. Let's see what the next result is together. Number 2, agonisingly close to 34 again. Middle column, first dozen. Black, even, and low. And in the Voisin. So we have 2 spins, including this one. We've got a 2 in 37 chance of getting 34 before the 100. If not, we're going to be chasing 34. Legs 11, middle column, first dozen again. It's black, it's odd, it's low, and it's in the tiers. Last 3 results have been middle column, first dozen, all black as well. This is the 100th spin, so what I shall do is after this spin I shall go through the stats, and then we will find out exactly how the wheel has been behaving in its first 100 spins of the day. Moving my mouse, and we're out of the 100 club for 34. It's 28 black even high, first column, third dozen, and part of the Voisin. Are we ready? 45 spins have been black, 50 have been red, 5 have been 0. 45 spins have been odd, 50 have been even, 5 have been 0. 46 spins have been high, 49 spins have been low, and 5 have been in the 0. We've had 26 numbers in the first column, 33 in the second column, and 36 in the third column. 36 numbers in the first dozen, 27 in the second dozen, and 32 in the third dozen. In the French sections, we've had 49 voisin, 32 tiers, and 19 orphelins. Let's spin from 28. We have had, in our hot numbers, 1 and 32 6 times, 0 5 times, 27 5 times, 4 times for 28, 15, 20, and 26, as well as number 3. Cold numbers, we have had a lot of numbers on one spin. 8 of them, in fact. We've had 4, 23, 19, 35, 14, 31, 25, 13, and that's your lot. 10's the next result. 10, black even low. First column, first dozen, part of the tiers. Spinning from number 10. Our coldest number, of course, is 34. We've not seen it at all. And 34's not been out in 102 spins, not including this one if it doesn't come out. 99 spins since we last saw number 4. 81 spins since we last saw 23. 70 spins since we saw 18, 69 spins since we saw 19. And 9's the next result. 9 is in the orpheland section of the wheel. It's red, even, and red odd and low. And in the first dozen, third column. So 9 is on its 4th appearance of the day. So 4 has joined the 100 club along with 34. 100 spins since we last saw that number. 82 spins since we saw 23, 71 for 18, 70 for 19, 56 for 21, 54 for 22, 53 for 24. 30, 3-0 is the next result. Red even high, third column, third dozen, part of the tiers section of the wheel. Not sure if you can tell, but I feel like I've got a little bit of a second wind going on. Sometimes happens. Normally reading the stats makes me click into voiceover mode. So I'm sure I'll calm down in the next 8 minutes and 18 seconds or thereabouts. Let's see what our next result is. How many spins is it going to take for full completion? It's going to take at least 105 because this is red number 7. 7, the nation's luckiest number. It's red odd low, first column, first dozen, part of the voisin section of the wheel. Now just to remind you, this video is completely unedited. I don't edit out any mess ups like the misconfirm because I believe it's just true to the wheel to have it going in one permanent video. During the breaks, the wheel may stop. I make very special notes, or take very special care, to spin it in the same direction again as we go back into the big green 0. It's never far from the marquee, that big green 0. Not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, but it's in the voisin. So I make note of which way the wheel is going, and then when it restarts, I send it in the same way again. I go it in the same way again. Awful English, isn't it? So that is what happens. Some sessions can be recorded over multiple days. I will always tell you when a new session starts, and we will spin from the day's date when that new session starts. Welcome along, 34. 106 spins for the number 34. 34 red, 34 even, 34 high. First column, third dozen, and orpheland section. Full completion after 106 spins. So now the quiet numbers are 4, 23, 18, 19 and 21. They're your 5 quietest numbers, the numbers we've waited the longest to see. If we get number 4, we will have had full completion in 100 spins, but it won't count because it's not the first full completion. Huge and Rouge, the number 36. 36 is red, it's even, and it's high. It's in the third dozen, in the third column, and it's part of the tiers section of the wheel. That's the result for you. It's number 36. Highest number on the table, of course. You can't get higher than 36 in the game of roulette. I did actually see a patent for an alphabet roulette, and I can't see how that would work, to be honest. Letter roulette? Let's ret. 13. Unlucky for some, is it unlucky for you? It's in the first column, it's in the second dozen, it's in the tiers section of the wheel, and it's also a black, even, black odd, low number. Even and odd, always get mixed up for some reason. Should be one of the easiest things to call. If it ends in a 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9, it's odd. If it ends in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8, it's even. Unless it's a big green 0, in which case, it's neither. 28 is definitely even. It's in the first column. It's in the third dozen. It's a black, even high number, and it's in the voisin section of the wheel. French sections are behaving pretty much bang on track. Voisin has nibbled into the orphelins a little bit though. few more voisins than we should have, a few fewer orphelins than we should have. And is that going to change in the next result? It is not. Big Green Zero, very, very hot today. In fact, it has now pulled away and is the hottest number. Not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, but it is in the voisin de zero section of the wheel. 2 times there on the marquee. 3 times in 20 spins or so. So 7 times out in total for the Big Green Zero. Distinct hottest number. 1 and 32 are in second and third place, equally, respectively. 1 because it came out first is technically hotter, but 30 is neither of those numbers. It is a red even high number, third column, third dozen, TCS section of the wheel. Let's get another result on the way. 30 is on its 5th appearance of the day, warming up quite nicely as well. So in first place we've got 0 with 7 spins, 6 spins apiece for 1 and 32, 28, 30, 27, 15, 20 and 30. I beg your pardon, I've messed that list up. 28, 30 and 27 are the next hot numbers on 5 spins apiece. 13, must have known I was going to mess up. First column, middle dozen, black odd low for number 13. 2 times in 5 spins for 13. My personal least favourite? I'm superstitious, are you? It doesn't really matter, does it? It's just a number at the end of the day. And another number is red number 1. Not to be outshone by the Big Green Zero, red 1 is out again. First column, first dozen. Low number in the Orphaland section, and it's also red and odd. 114th spin on the way for you. I hope you're enjoying the spins. You've only got 3 minutes and 30-ish seconds of spin action remaining. I will keep spinning until the timer hits 0, and the final spin will be once the timer has actually hit 0. 34 second time out of the day. 34 red, 34 even, 34 high. In the first column in the third dozen, part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. Still got a lot of numbers on just one hit. 4, 23, 19, 35, 14, 31 and 25. 14 and 31 next to each other on the wheel. It's the only thing I could glean from that at first glance. Number 5, middle column first dozen. It's a red odd low number in the tier. And 5 is on its 4th appearance of the day. You may see me walk that way when I'm saying how many times the number's been out. It's because I have to go right close to my screen. What's the next result going to be? Slow wheel into 35. 35, a quiet number, or a cold number in that section, but it's out again. It's in the third dozen, it's in the second column, it's a black odd high number, and it's in the voisin section of the wheel. And it's only on its 2nd appearance of the day. So welcome back 35, you have been missed. So yeah, that top section of the wheel, 3 rounds to 15, still doing very well for itself. 19 only on 1 appearance. 19 is our 4th quietest number. Big Green Zero out again, look at this. Another time on the marquee. Not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, is in the voisin. Is 0 going to remain distinct hottest, or is the number 1 going to come out and chase it again? That top section of the wheel is the hottest. It's very rare actually to get so many clustered in one little area. Normally they're dotted around all over the place, but today the hots seem to be at the top of the wheel. And the top of the wheel is not getting a result this time. We're in number 9. 9's red, odd and low, 3rd column, first dozen, and part of the Orphaland section of the wheel. As we go to spin 119, what's it going to be this time? I can't remember exactly how many spins. I think it was 61 last time, so we've had a few shorter spins than we had in the last session. Back in 0, look at that. It's so hot. Not in any of the outside chances, columns or dozens, but it is in the voisin de 0. And that is 4 times on the marquee. It's bookending the marquee, and it's also in the middle twice. 0, distinct hottest now. 1's going to come out twice to catch it up. Oh, I thought that was going to be 0 again. 32, joining the party once more. Middle column, 3rd dozen. It's red, even, high, and in the voisin section of the wheel. I sort of don't want to stop spinning now. It's getting really interesting to me, at least. That top section of the wheel is giving me energy. I might have to record another session. I was planning on doing a 2-session day today. Could very well be a 3rd session. Sweet 16, let's get that confirmed. And as I spin, very hasty spin, apologies, that was an awful spin, but I wanted to get one more in. 16, red even low, first column, second dozen, part of the TS section. This is the final spin. There may or may not be another session today, depends on how well my voice holds up, depends on how well I stay awake. So maybe get another 30 minutes of roulette action out of me today. As we finish in legs 11, 11 is black, 11 is odd, and 11 is low in the first dozen in the middle column, and it's part of the TS section. Now that wheel is currently going clockwise, and like I promised, here is a magnet. Here is the ball. I hold it, it does nothing. I put it against a fret, it just falls into a pocket. Magnets, completely useless. Thank you all so much for watching. My name's been Adam, this has been The Wheel. I'll see you all very, very soon.